I'm in my robe and fuzzy slippers in the late night answering this question for you. Okay, first of all, what is it for to say or have to ask your client in a hypnotic state, indoors or outdoors, daytime or nighttime, alone or with someone? What's the point of it? Well, the point is when you ask that, something inside of them is piecing things together. They don't have it all yet, but just asking them. Because of course you're trying to get them to go or to bring up a moment from their lives, the scene. And so the scene isn't there right now because it might take just a little bit to piece it all together. So you help the subconscious get the bits and pieces together by saying first impression, because remember they're focusing on a feeling. And so the subconscious is looking at that feeling and then going, oh, I need to find a match for this, because you're trying to find an earlier time when they felt that way. So you're asking, as they're looking at that feeling or their attention is on it, you're saying first impression, indoors, outdoors, daytime, nighttime, alone or with someone, and they're answering. And when you're doing that, the subconscious is beginning to piece things together, even if they say the wrong thing. It's looking. So then when you say what's happening, it all comes together. All of the questions that you asked, the subconscious took into account, and it's looking for everything, and it's bringing things together, whether the answer is correct by the client or not. And then when they say what's happening, something is there, a moment from their lives. This is called building the gestalt, meaning that you're building at a subconscious level these bits and pieces of a whole thing, okay? All right, so that's what you're doing in age regression in order to get a scene to come up that's connected to the feeling. Now, when you practice this before age regression, you're practicing so that the client doesn't try to remember. So you certainly wouldn't want visualizing. You're kind of teaching them to answer quickly without hesitating or thinking. Just pick one. Because if they start thinking and visualizing and looking, then it's not so much of the subconscious at work there. It's more at the conscious mind at work. And so that's the last thing we want to do. I hope that makes sense. Have a good evening.